Welcome back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and tonight's video is actually a video about my 2024 finals dark horses. So, we know the favourites of the competition at the moment. It's between three clubs, and maybe the third one's not in the position as the other two are. Storm and the Panthers are obviously the most backed clubs to make the grand final and meet each other on game day. But when you say dark horse, that means who's the unexpected winner, who's the club that's going to come from behind out of nowhere and potentially shake the top four up and, maybe win the comp or make the grand final outside the top four. And there's a fair few clubs that I know in that current top 8 that can definitely do that. So, this is a video about ranking those clubs' chances of being a dark horse. So, before I start, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Current subscriber goal, 4,700 subscribers, so not far at all. 9 subs away, so come on, by Friday, I'm going to get that goal, hopefully. So, do subscribe if you are a new viewer to this channel. But, again, more importantly, enjoy the video. Obviously, quite interesting to talk about the chances of those clubs that are in the finals race and, premiership race, but, not rated as highly as the top tier clubs. So, these are the dark horses I give a chance of being. First up, it's my boys Manly. So, I'm going to sort of rank their chances of how high they are as a dark horse. So, look, I think Manly have proven this year that they can go to the big teams. Like, we've already gone with the Storm and beaten them, beaten Penrith, beaten Roosters, beaten the whole top 8 apart from the Sharks in the very last round, which sucks. But while we have beaten Penrith and Roosters and all of them, the second times we've played them, we've lost. So, again, probably need to be a little bit more consistent against those bigger sides, if I'm being honest. But definitely a big improvement from 2021, where we couldn't beat a big team at all. So, definitely a big improvement in that sense. But it's funny with us, but we seem to beat most of the top tier teams, like in the 8 or whatever, but can't beat the bottom 4 teams. And I'm talking teams like, I guess we've lost to this year, the Broncos, the Eels, the Rabbitohs and Tigers especially. Like, how did we lose that? But, I think we've improved a lot this year. Definitely more of a mentality to go with teams and never drop out, because the best thing I've noticed about Manly this year is that, and unlike other years that we go with teams, I think round 27 was the first time this year, and probably the Rabbitohs game at a call where it was Origin affected. Those 2 games were the first time I felt like we were in the game. But for most part of the year and mostly every other game, we've been in the game and have competed really highly. So that's one thing to be impressed with for us coming to finals. Look, obviously, most of our points and our success comes off the back of Turbo. That's no shock, obviously, because that's our fullback, that's our main guider in our attack and what we do. But Brooksy and Sherry Evans are very experienced halves pairing. Both of them, look, I do guess they struggle in defence a fair bit. That's where I'm a bit worried about them soon finals. But experience is very big in finals games, and those two have the advantage over a couple of other players in the halves during finals. So I am backing them to have a big final series no matter what. So, look, I think we are a dark horse. I really do think so. I know finishing 7th is not ideal, because I feel like we were a better team than 7th this year. But maybe it makes sense because we've lost a lot of games by comebacks, led by 16, 18 points, and we've lost somehow. So maybe 7th makes sense. But I think we've been good enough this year to make the top 8, and that's proven. So, we're definitely a dark horse. And while I don't think we'll win the comp this year, I am hoping we do, obviously. But I do think we'll go very close to, giving it our all. So this team can do anything. I think our backline has it all through Turbo, Talau, who's been so improved this year, Young Hopper, Gary, Kohler, Brooksy, Cherry Evans. It's so much strike. Our forward pack is also very good with Paseka, Lodge, and Ola Kawadsu, and etc. That could probably be improved a bit, I guess, our forward pack and maybe our bench. But the team's there, the chemistry's there, and basically the balance of the side's pretty good for a premiership. So maybe not this year, but definitely thinking that we can go very far still this year. Next up, it's the Bulldogs, and I believe the Bulldogs are a real dark horse as well. I know the last 2 games the Bulldogs have been terrible, losing to both Manly 34-22 at Accor Stadium, and they had a big loss to the Cowboys, losing 44-6 at Accor Stadium too. So back-to-back big losses at home. Now they go back home again for the third time for 4 finals, week 1, and of course they play Manly, that's where I get a bit worried, because I don't know if Dogs can lose 3 straight games at a call. It can happen, but I'm, personally very worried. But look, the Bulldogs are a dark horse, and here's why. I think the Bulldogs have a mentality where they can defend very well. They have not beaten Penrith, Melbourne, or any of those clubs just yet, but they have proven that they can go with those teams. And unlike the Bulldogs from every other year, like you remember last year, the Bulldogs from 2023 to maybe 2017, like that period where they didn't make finals. They were never with those big clubs like Roosters, Penrith, Melbourne, Cronulla. They were never with those sort of sides back then. But in 2023, they had the worst defense in the competition. Now they're like the second or third best in the competition now. So that's just unbelievable how Serrato and the whole coaching staff and the team have adapted to those new changes that have made them a better club. And obviously, as they say, defense wins comps, but I disagree now. I feel like with how quick the game is and how the game's changed, if you score enough points and if your attack's really good, I think you're more of a chance of beating most sides if you can attack and score points. That's where I think the game's changing now. But the Bulldogs' defense will keep a lot of teams in the game and really frustrate the teams that aren't very patient and like to throw the ball around. So that's where the Bulldogs have the advantage right there. Now, Dogs' defense obviously has fallen off a cliff recently. I get that. But there was one game where they're going to turn it all around for this week. It's against us, unfortunately, at Accor Stadium for week 1 of finals. All their fans are going to be there. 50,000 people, maybe a bit more at the game. So, it's going to be absolutely huge. And, they'll be ready, the Bulldogs. They will be. Their team's very, very strong. Their backline with Crichton and Jerry, what a great centre combo that is. The Fox obviously is out for a bit, but they still have good replacements like Jarrell Skelton and Blake Wilson. Connor Tracy, very underrated fullback. The halves are a concern for me because Matt Burns obviously playing his first final series as a 5'8", and Toby Sexton, has had a great year. Toby Sexton's been such a revelation for that Bulldogs team, but again, finals, does he have what it takes? We'll see by week 1, but but like other than that, that Bulldogs team is so well balanced and so strong. Their forward pack is very small and mobile, and I guess at the start of the year we questioned signings like Kurt Mann, James Salmon. And we question why the Bulldogs play guys like Harry Hayes, who was originally an outside back, but now has turned to a front rower. Curtis Moran, who nobody rated, but very small and has a big heart and plays very well for that Bulldogs team. So the Bulldogs definitely are a threat, I reckon. And they can frustrate a lot of teams with their defense. So they are a dark horse for me. Outside of my team, this is the biggest dark horse in the competition outside of the top 4. It is the North Queensland Cowboys. And I say the Cowboys because the Cowboys have the team and the game to upset a lot of sides in this competition. Now, like Manly, have beaten every top 8 team, but Manly, so they have not beaten us. That's the only team in the top 8 they have not beaten, so funny that. But the Cowboys, look, I know. See, the thing with Cowboys is I feel like they are a very good team. They have a lot of great players and have such blistering attack. Their defense, as of recent, has been good as well, but all year it's been quite inconsistent, like Manly's, I think. And like Roosters too, who are a top 4 team, but their defense is not anywhere better than most of those other bigger clubs. But look, I think the Cowboys, definitely can push teams like Storm, Penrith, because they've got a big mobile pack. They've got Reuben Cotter, they've got John McLean, who's been a nice surprise this year for the Cowboys. Jeremiah Nane and Heelan Lukey are both exciting, live wire back rowers. Reece Robinson's all guts in that middle for them. So, and Tamalolo, I guess, look, maybe not what he once was, but definitely his experience in his big finals games helped big time, because he's been through a lot of his finals games with the Cowboys for many years, and I'm sure his experience will come very crucial again for this final series. So, the Cowboys are a real threat. Their backline's so strong with Drinkwater, Felt, Val Holmes, who's on and off, I get, but as of recent, has been a lot better. Look, the only weakness I feel like is Viliami Vailea. Been quite good recently with Kyle Felt on that right-hand side. But Vilea, I just feel like he's a weakness in that team, but hopefully he proves me wrong. Murray Taulagi is obviously an outside back for Queensland Maroons. That's all you need to know, and a very great player too. And then the halves are through Tom Dearden and Jake Clifford. So originally all year was Tom Dearden and Chad Townsend, but they found a new lease of life for Jake Clifford at halfback, and wow, what a season he's having, Jake Clifford. I never would have thought that he'd come back to the Cowboys and be this good. He could potentially be their long-term 7 now if he keeps playing as well as he is right now for next year too. But look, the Cowboys have a lot going for them. Very passionate fan base up there in Townsville. They've always been a very hard, gritty side to the Cowboys. I get sometimes they can be on and off in games, but when they're on, they're just so dangerous, and I do not want to play them when they're really in a mentality where they can just go all out and they feel like doing that. So they're a dark horse for me. Outside of Manly, they're my biggest dark horse, the Cowboys. So I wouldn't be shocked if they get to the prelim and crack the grand final too. But the Cowboys definitely right up there. Now, I know I said before I wouldn't consider top 4 teams as a dark horse, but if there's one team I do think can definitely beat the Storm, Panthers, and I guess the Roosters on their day, it's the Sharks. The Sharks are a real dark horse for me. A lot of finals experience. A team that's been together for so many years now. There's a time where I feel like they're going to definitely crack eventually and definitely get somewhere, because the Sharks, in my opinion, their premiership window is closing because they've had a team that's been so together for a long time. Like that backline with Will Kennedy, Sione Katoa, Jesse Raymond, Carl Ero is still pretty new to that team, but Mulatalo, Trindle and Hines, and the 4-pack has literally the same players from many years ago too, like Nikora, Jack Williams and McInnes and Hazelton and Hunt and ULA, like the list goes on. Like that's such a stacked team and a very strong team too. But when I say their time's nearly coming up and the window's closing, I mean it as in like that team's been together since like 2020 or 2021. So they've had a good 3 or 4 years together and not many changes to that team. The only big change for the next year is when Adam Finnell-Blake comes into that team. That will make them a whole lot better side. So that's why I reckon that the Sharks have to do something this year. And if there is a time they're going to do something, it's this year. Next year, I feel like they will. But I think right now they can definitely go a fair way. If they can knock off Storm, like I think they will in week 1 of finals, they're literally 1 win away from the grand final. So that's why week 1 is so important for them. But the thing is, though, they've beaten the Storm at Amy Park this year without Nico Hines. And I know Storm had no Jerome Hughes, but the Sharks have already won there in Melbourne this year. So there's already a bit of a blueprint and confidence they can definitely do it again. So, but the Sharks have been a consistent finals team for a long time now. I think since 2015, they've only missed the finals once, and that was in 2021. So they're a very consistent finals team. Bit shocking that they have not won a comp after 2016 with the team they've had. But if there's a dark horse to me that's going to win it this year, it's the Sharks. And it definitely falls on Nico Hines and how he goes too, because I guess since Origin, Nico Hines' confidence has been shot, and that has made the rest of the Sharks team sort of be a bit inconsistent as well. But if Hines can play like he did on Sunday against Manly, well, look out, the Sharkies are coming, I reckon. But who is your dark horse for the 2024 final series? Do let me know in the comments down below. And thank you for watching. Please be sure to again like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And do help my goal of 4,700 subscribers become true by the end of the week. Would be greatly appreciated. But have a good rest of your night. And hope you all enjoyed.